The value of the car was £11,500. £11,500. Let me tell you something. What on earth was I doing at 20 years old leasing a car at the value of £11,500? Hey guys, my name's Aaliyah Jay. If you're new here, welcome. I am an entrepreneur and aspiring lifestyle vlogger. If you're not new here, welcome back. It's so good to see you again. So without further ado, I'm literally going to jump into this video. So I am, as of the end of last year, halfway through my 20s. I know, I don't look it. People tell me all the time. But yes, I am literally a quarter of a century years old. So last year I had the privilege of celebrating my 25th birthday, even in the middle of a pandemic. And yeah, I'll be able to share that story with you in a few weeks' time. But yeah, I'm officially 25 years old, and I thought, what a better way to commemorate such a milestone than to talk about all of the dumb mistakes that I made in my early 20s. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 of the dumbest purchases that I made in my early 20s. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So I've put these in order of stupidness, from the least stupid to absolutely dumb. And yeah, do you know what? I was young and I was very naive and very new to everything. So, okay, so coming in at number 5, the Google Pixel phone. Now, before you all start jumping at me and like, oh my gosh, Aaliyah, like, what do you mean? It's a good phone. That's not what I'm saying. I brought the brand new Pixel when it first came out, the Pixel 1. I brought it when it first came out, and let's be honest, I didn't have the money for it. I was still in school and I wasn't working as a full-time adult would be. I wasn't working enough money to be able to afford a Google Pixel phone brand new, but I did it. Why did I do it? I have no idea. I allowed peers to pressure me into purchasing a brand new phone. I didn't need it. I had a perfectly working phone, but for some reason I went out and I brought the brand new Google Pixel phone. Now, here's one of the main issues that I had with that, right? After a couple of months, the phone started to act up. Things were freezing, the phone was shutting down by itself, the battery wasn't lasting. And you know, since then, I just learned never to buy never buy a brand new item straight away. Like if they're bringing out a new phone, like obviously they brought out like the Pixel 2 and the Pixel XL afterwards, like just wait for those phones, because chances are the original phone, like, so I had the Pixel, the version 1 is always going to come with some mistakes. It's always going to come with some things that aren't working properly. It's like a beta version, so just don't waste your time. Wait for the second series to come out, or the second version, the third version to come out. It just wasn't worth it, and I couldn't afford it at the time, so I had no business owning a brand new Google Pixel phone. Number 4, it hurts me to even say this, paying for multi-trip holidays. Now let me explain. In June and July of 2016, I went on a multi-trip holiday. Now, it wasn't a massive trip per se, but it was more what I did on that holiday. So I paid for myself to go to Toronto, Canada, to go and see some family for 2 weeks. Fantastic, nothing wrong with that. Cool. I then, from Toronto, flew over to Orlando, and I was in Orlando for a week. Okay, nothing wrong with that. However, it was expensive, and I had no business paying for a multi-trip holiday at the age of 20 years old. And again, I was in school. I should have been back home working my tail off over the summer before going back to school in September for the new school year. Instead, I was splashing cash like I had an unlimited supply, and like it just wasn't worth it. I mean, I look back now and I'm like, yeah, I had a great time, I enjoyed it. But at the time, like, things that followed afterwards, it just, oh man, like I struggled financially after that for a while, you know, just to pick myself back up. So it just wasn't worth it. And even when I think about it, a lot of these purchases that I've made, in fact, all of these stupid purchases that I've made that I'm going to be talking about, well, I made them in 2016 at the age of 20 years old. So literally, like, it's just not worth it. And then to add insult to injury, I felt like I wanted to do some charity work, and I was paying for other people to go on holiday too. I was like, oh, you know what? Oh, you want to go? Oh, here, let me pay for your flight. I was paying for other people's flights. I paid for a relative to join me on holiday. I paid for a family friend to join her husband on a business trip. Like, who did I think I was? Like, I have no idea, but I was splashing cash like it was going out of fashion. And yeah, so definitely number 4 in terms of this most stupidest, if that's even a word, stupidest purchases that I've made in my early 20s. Number 3, designer shopping spree. Now, I have no idea. I think I was probably about 21 at the time. I have no idea what overcame me. Again, I think it could have been peer pressure, I don't know. But I remember I was living in Manchester, UK. That's where I went to school. That's where I went to university. And we had gone to the massive, oh gosh, what's it called now? What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Let me Google it.
A few moments later.
Okay, got it. I'm back. So it's this massive shopping centre called the Trafford Centre, and I went in there and I went crazy. I was in PC World buying a new laptop. Why? I don't have that laptop now. I sold it. Like, what else did I do? I went and bought designer trainers, designer clothes with my friends. We all went on this mad shopping spree, and I don't know, maybe I was trying to kind of impress, and I didn't want to look like the one person that was just being cheap and just, you know, kind of holding my money close to my chest kind of thing. So I was just splashing cash. And then we went and sat down and ate in the food court, and I'm still buying the most expensive food on the menu. Like, yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably insert a picture and if I've still got it, and show you all the bags of shopping that I did that day. Like, I don't know who I thought I was. Like, genuinely don't know who I thought I was. But yeah, that's definitely up there in number 3 of the most stupidest purchases I've made in my early 20s. Number 2 of stupidest purchases I have made in my early 20s has to be an expensive apartment. Now, let me lay the foundation for you. I'm in Manchester, I'm at school, I'm studying, and I was in my second year of university. So in my first year, I stayed in dorms, I was on campus, By second year, I felt like I was grown and I wanted to go get me a nice apartment. And there's nothing wrong in having the finer things in life. However, I could not afford it. I had no business renting out a luxury apartment. Fair to say that I wasn't there very long. I think I was there for about 6 months. I was there for about 5 or 6 months, and then I had to leave. It was too expensive. Like, I'll probably put a picture somewhere, and for the price that I paid, it wasn't even that nice. It was luxury in terms of student living, but for the price that I paid, it probably wasn't worth it. And even then, what was I doing with a luxury apartment at 21 years old? What was I doing with that? Like, I had no business doing that. So definitely up there. And when I say to you, like, this apartment, you're looking at, I think it was about $4,000.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick correction. In the video, I said that the property was $4,000 a year. It was actually nearly $7,000 a year. That is so eye-watering, and I promise you, the apartment was not worth that much at all. It wasn't worth nearly $7,000 a year. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly make that correction, and yeah, back to the video.
For the year, $4,000 for the year. Like, what? I wasn't even earning that much at the time. Like, how? $4,000 for the year? Crazy. Like, I had no business at 21 years old staying in a luxury apartment in Manchester, and Manchester is not cheap. Manchester is expensive. For those of you that don't know, Manchester is the 3rd capital of the UK, so it's expensive. Like, yeah, I had no business renting out a luxury apartment whilst I was still in school. Again, I think I went through this phase where I just wanted to impress people. I don't know, maybe I thought I was grown, but yeah, I rented out luxury apartments, and to this day, I regret it. I regret that decision. Like, I feel like it was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, definitely up there. Top 2, absolutely top 2 of the most stupidest purchases that I've made in my early 20s. And let me put this into perspective. I'm only 25, so we're talking 4 years ago. It wasn't that long ago that I was making these stupid purchases. But I'm so glad that I'm a little bit more sensible with my money now. So yeah, thank God for that. Number 1, coming in at number 1, the most stupidest purchase that I have made in my early 20s has to be a brand new custom car. Yes, I said it, a brand new custom made car. And to add insult to injury, it wasn't even my car, I had leased it. So I don't even know what I was thinking. So I had just passed my driving test. It was 2016, I just passed my driving test, and I was so excited, and I had my eye on this car for a while, and I found a company that was willing to lease the car to me. And all I had to do was custom make it, and tell them what features I wanted, what color I wanted, even like special things within the car, whether I wanted heated seats, whether I wanted leather seats, whether I wanted a touch screen inside the vehicle, whether I wanted auto cruise, and all of these are fancy gimmicks inside the car. And also on the outside, whether I wanted a turbo engine, how much horse brake power I wanted, what kind of Lease Car I wanted. All those things I had custom made. and the value of the car was £11,500. £11,500. Let me tell you something. What on earth was I doing at 20 years old leasing a car at the value of £11,500? What on earth was I thinking? Like, what? And literally, the plan was, in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna lease this car. I'm gonna, for 3 years, and then after 3 years, the car will be mine. And, I would have made all the payments, and the car will be mine. Listen, I had the car for 18 months. I had to give the car back because it was too expensive. What was I doing? And listen, when I say to you, yeah, the car, I'm still paying off today. Stupid mistake. And that's why, like, definitely it will be up there. Now, don't get it twisted. The car was nice. It drove nice. In 2016, I was driving a 2016 Skoda Fabia. Dream car, or one of them anyway, one of my dream cars. And like, it drove so nice. It had some really nice features, obviously because I put them there. But I just, even like, it had like the touch screen and the built-in sat nav and the Bluetooth connectivity so I could connect my phone. It had USB, all of these wonderful things. And do I miss the car? Absolutely. I've got pictures on my phone of the car and I'm like, oh man, I really liked the car, But I had no business at 20 years old leasing a car worth £11,500. Like, I wasn't even earning a fraction of that. Like, that's ridiculous. I wasn't even earning a fraction of that in my annual salary. Like, I had no business leasing that vehicle. But I mean, I look back now over those stupid purchases and I'm just like, do you know what? Thank God that I saw sense, you know what I mean? Because we're only talking 5 years. That's not a long time. We're only talking 5 years ago. And so I'm grateful that in those 5 years, I learned my lesson financially. And I'm going to be sharing some financial tips on this channel as well that have helped me kind of make better decisions with my finances, because those purchases were just ridiculous. But yeah, like, if you want to see that video, hit the subscribe button down below and connect with me because it's going to be fun. Like, seriously, I want to take you on this journey and just share some valuable tips with you guys so that you don't have to make the same silly mistakes that I made. Because listen, if you don't laugh, you will cry. Because some of the purchases that I made in my early 20s were ridiculous. And those are just 5 of the ones that I could collate together for this video. As I was planning and preparing for this video, I started to think of loads of more stupid purchases, like jetting off on holiday. I went, there was one time where I just decided I wanted to go on holiday and then the next day I was gone. Like, I just got up and was like, bye. Like, huh? Who does that? Some silly purchases that I'd made in my early 20s. But trust me, it ain't gonna happen again. I'm definitely being a lot more sensible with my money. And in this day and age, it's really important to make sure that you are financially savvy and have multiple streams of income. So I'm definitely gonna be sharing those nuggets of wisdom with you on this channel. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it's been insightful, and I hope that it's kind of made you really think as well about some of the purchases that you're making. Maybe you're making some crazy purchases as well, and a lot of the times we don't even think about it. It's just, we want to stand out or we want to look good on Instagram or whatever the case may be. So maybe it's helped you to kind of think about some of the purchases that you're making in your lives as well. And listen, no shade and no shame. We live and we learn, and that's what life is about. Life is about constantly learning. So hit that subscribe button and constantly learn with me. Join me on social media. I am making a return to social media. I've been on a break, I've been on a hiatus, a sabbatical, but I am returning to social media and I cannot wait to connect with you all on there. So hit me up on social media and I will see you in the next video. Peace.